Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new quarantine-inspired show called Hangin with Herb. This is a time where I hang out and have candid conversations with some of my valued friends. And today I'm welcoming a new friend who is the new head varsity football coach of the one-time state champion Grapevine Faith Lions. So join me in
Yes,
welcoming
sir.
our new friend and his family, Coach C.J. Wilson.
Yes, sir. Thank you, coach. Thank you, coach.
And I am so happy to have you on the show today. And I just want the people of faith and the people out in the audience to get to know C.J. Wilson, the coach. So first of all, I generally talk about uh, how we met,
Yes, sir.
talk a little bit about us. And how we met was on a Zoom call interview where I feel like our spirits clicked almost immediately.
Yes, sir.
Talk a little bit about your unique interviewing experience.
Oh man, it was such a gauntlet run for real. It was fun though. I got more and more excited the more and more questions I heard because I was learning more so than I was actually giving out to the people and yourself included. So when you came on, man, it was it was amazing to see how open you were, but at the same time reserved because I was watching your mannerisms, man, and it was so cool to me, like that cool uncle that's sitting back, like, oh, okay, I know this guy from somewhere, but it's cool. We ain't never met before, but I know this guy.
Well, there's definitely a kindred spirit.
Yes.
So the interviewing process, which was a unique one because we've
Mhm.
never, I think the quarantine caused part of it, but
Yeah.
it was a thought from Coach Brooks, who
Mhm.
did an amazing job of assembling different groups to
Yeah.
interview all of the applicants.
Yes, sir.
We're down to six, and I was a part of the alumni
Mhm.
interviewing group, and they
Mhm.
had a dad's group, they had
Mhm.
a current players group, uh,
Mhm.
they had a coaches group, current
Yep.
coaches, and there
Yeah.
was probably another one or two that were there, but
Yes.
each applicant had to be interviewed by each one of those particular groups. I thought that was so unique. That was what it does is it really gives you a view, a real look at the individuals that you are interviewing, and it also gives the interviewee an opportunity to really share uh, and just pour it all out there on the line.
Yes,
I
sir.
know it had to be a little bit daunting, but apparently
Mhm.
you passed it with flying colors.
Oh man, when you born to do something that God has ordained and you surrender to that, then
Yes,
things will work itself out. And that's all I did was give you guys myself, and that's what you guys wanted, and that's what was accepted.
absolutely. So now in that line, tell us a little bit about you from your beginning. Begin with your birth city, and
Mhm.
then through high school, college, and your current ventures now.
Okay. I was born in Terrell, Texas. I'm the youngest of three. Two older brothers. I started playing football when I was 3 years old in the front yard and with a rose bush. Needless to say, I got knocked in it several times, but my brothers, my brothers and my mom, they never stopped me from going after it. Whatever it was, they never stopped me from doing it. Moved to Tennessee to start my was that fourth grade year. We stayed there for 4 or 5 years. Played football there. Came back here. Started in ninth grade. Had to start all over on the bench. Um, rose through the ranks, was able to finish out the season, started there. Played freshman football, was asked to move up to varsity towards the end of that year. And then all of a sudden, man, my head got too big. I knew I was good ahead of my time. I was immature, didn't know how to handle all of that at one time. My cup ran over for the wrong reason. and so and so I ended up getting kicked out of athletics for 2 years. They allowed me back in on probationary terms, but I could play basketball my sophomore year and then basketball and track my junior year, but no football. And still had to work outside the complex during the athletic period. Was blessed enough to get back in after apologizing and humbling myself. Played 1 year. Was blessed enough to get several offers to play football here in Texas, which is crazy. Accepted to go to Baylor. Played every game at Baylor. First 2 years was a bag up. Almost died my sophomore year of walking pneumonia. Went through a depression after my grandmother died earlier in December. Had a meet Jesus moment where I was given a choice on whether or not I want to live or die. He showed me my past, my present, my future. I decided at that point I wasn't as tired as I thought I was, and I wanted to live. And literally after that happened, went to the doctor the next day. They told me I would have died in my sleep had I not came in because I was throwing up all kind of stuff. Like a week or so later, the guy who played in front of me, who was an Olympic champion, ended up tearing his ACL in practice. I go in, be the Big 12 leader in interceptions, All-American, All-Conference. After that, my senior year, I'm a national leader in interceptions for like half the season. The people stopped throwing at me. Got drafted into the NFL, became the Carolina Panthers' first player coach in the history of the organization. Did that after 5 years, came back home, got a phone call from Stephen Jones, Jerry Jones, to play for the Cowboys. Finished playing in front of my mom like I wanted to because that's where I started. After that was over, I took a year off to get my body back, mind back, went back to Baylor, finished my degree, was honored as the first Baylor legend. Walter Abercrombie, matter of fact, was the guy that stopped me to give me the news that they were going to do it when they opened up McLean Stadium, $350 million stadium. Finished on the dean's list. After that, I walked into coaching. Coached at Woodrow Wilson for 3 years, coached at Life School for 2 years, took them to the playoffs for the first time in school history. And God has ordained it for me to get to you guys. And I wish the state of Texas the best of luck because we got some unfinished business. Where you said championship to start it, we're going after souls and championships. That's what we're going after.
Awesome, man. That is amazing. I watched a little bit of your announcement, and there's a couple of things that jumped out to me that I wish you would expound on.
Yes, sir.
Talk a little bit about the numbers.
Mm.
Okay, the numbers that caught me off. That caught me. Talk about that.
Oh yeah. Well, Grapevine Faith has had 2 coaches prior to me, and I'll be the third. Which ironically, well, that ain't even ironically. It's a God thing. I wore number 3 in high school and in college, so that number 3 hits me, and that also speaks to Father, Son, and Spirit. The number 27 means preaching in biblical numerology. It means preaching. And it just so happens that the announcement came on the 27th, which was the day before yesterday, which was crazy. It's crazy how it worked. I was like, oh my God, I didn't really know how to, take it. I was like, this is all God. And it hit me because that's the number that I wore in the NFL. Number 27 for Carolina and for the Cowboys. And the number 4 means creation. So we're creating something new at Grapevine Faith going forward. And it just so happens that I was born on April 2nd. So all of this stuff is running together. All of it's running together.
Running together. The number 1 means something as well.
Yes.
Number 1 means something. You are the very first African-American coach in Grapevine Faith history.
Coach, don't start me crying, man. I'm trying to do good today. Don't start me to crying, Coach.
Wow. That is amazing.
Yeah.
because this school is a wonderful school.
I see.
A wonderful school, got a great background, rich.
Yeah.
I've been there 11 years of the history, and it's just been an amazing run, and I enjoy my time there. And I know for a fact the people are going to receive you, and they are going to support you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Coach. I appreciate it.
We've got great families and everything here. Also, name some other programs that you work for.
For in high school or just if,
Now, you got some other programs that you work outside of football.
oh yeah, absolutely. I've done the NFL Play 60 man, which is absolutely amazing. For kids, for parents, I've done. I'm one of the founding members of the Dallas Cowboys Football Academy, which teaches all different type of skill sets. I go regularly to random hospitals and pray for kids, especially that's in terminal cases like cancer, lymphoma, just a whole bunch of different things. I've done. Hold on, baby. I've done the Battered Women's Foundation.
Okay.
Man, it's a whole bunch of stuff, man, that I've been blessed enough to be a part of. My wife gets upset at me sometimes. She's like, "Baby, you got to start writing some of this stuff down." I go where he leads me. Orphans, I've done all kind of work with orphans, the Boys and Girls Club of America, all kind of stuff. So, yes, sir.
Awesome, awesome. And also, you've written. You want to talk a little bit about? Have you written one or more?
More. I've written 2 books and a devotional series, which the last one Amazon's going to release next week. The first book, Biblical Black History, I wrote it in 10 days. It was some work that I was inspired to put together with my people at Baylor, that I found a whole bunch of different information that eventually CNN actually had put up, and Fox Sport, not Fox Sport, but Fox News, all kind of different news outlets. When I start out by talking about how we're actually made of stardust, and I show it biblically and I show it scientifically. And after I put it out there, it took, my brother called me one day and was like, "CJ, you need to turn on CNN." I was like, "For what?" I'm thinking some major, some crazy happened.
Yeah.
He was like, "No," and I turned it on and I saw the scientists talking about how scientists now confirm that we are made of stardust. And so that one was Amazon bestseller. The last one I just wrote, Biblical Black History, the Exodus, has reached number 3 in the world after 2 weeks. I get messages every day, Coach, from Paris, Nigeria, Australia, the Philippines, places in China, Brazil, places I've never even heard of, places I've never even been, where they're actually purchasing it, professors. I'm getting messages from kids writing their thesis papers on the book. And the devotional series is called "What Does God See When He Sees You?" It's a 3 to 5 minute read where it takes you outside of you looking at yourself and your peers, as in terms of personal perspective. And let's sit back and let's look at what God thinks of you in Him.
I think you froze there. So, oh, there you go. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, it focuses on power. The second devotional focuses in on royalty when He sees us. Okay. And it blows my mind when I just think about how what we think of Christ, for God to say that He is going to make us an heir with Him as a brother.
Yes.
Just the royalty in that alone does it. So whatever you think of yourself, for God to think that of you,
yes,
to align you as a brother with Christ, man, so it's that. The third one is based on beauty, which I kind of, from a dad point of view, kind of speak to son and daughter, and how God sees us as beautiful, and how the fallen one can never be beautiful again. So He hates on us and gets us to hate ourselves and each other. So I go into that, and then the last one would be finality, which is more focused on salvation and how our bodies are going to be renewed with him and transformed into him. So it's been pretty good. The Exodus just got nominated for a Christian Literary Award Monday. Just so happened on the 27th. So God is great, brother. He is great.
Hey, so now I remember you saying when you were at Life School that you started and they were not so good.
Yes.
About their record and what
When I first came in, I got in late July, and I didn't have a chance to really work with the kids. So only thing I was legally allowed to do was just sit in the stands and watch them work out in the summer. So I only had maybe like a week and a half before our first scrimmage in August. And so that first year, man, we went 1-8. One of the games was canceled because of the weather. And all I wanted to do was plant a seed. I wasn't worried about it growing, and just plant a seed, salvage what you can. We took an off season and a summer and went, in Texas High School Football Magazine printed us up being the worst team in the state of Texas. And just, they 0-10. They was expecting us to be 0-10 and all of that. But again, we took an off season and a summer, really the summer, and implemented the strategies that of which it is that I knew would get us where we need to go. Took kids that had never really played. We dropped the team numbers down from like 40-something to 17, literally 17 kids, and went 8-2. We went from being called the worst team in the state of Texas, especially in our class, to being considered one of the best teams in the state of Texas. And so went to the playoffs for the first time in school history, broke every statistical category, including wins that you could in the history of the school. So I'm a specialist, I would like to say. I did a similar thing to Woodrow, but the guys that work with me and just the openness. I'm a specialist in the area of taking small amounts of time and maximizing opportunities. So we're in good hands, I believe, in this COVID thing.
Excellent, excellent. Well, the legacy that Chris Hogan, the former coach, left.
Yeah.
The ethic, the unity, the weight room, all the pieces he laid in order.
Yeah.
Most places you come, you walk into a place where you have to take little to nothing, not organized, and try to put your print on it.
Yeah.
But after talking through all these interviews, and probably talking to the players, that there is a foundation here.
Right.
That you're walking into, and now you can just take off. You don't have to start from scratch like a lot of folks.
Right. Right, and I'm so thankful to God for it. I'm gonna talk to Coach Hogan. Matter of fact, today we kind of missed each other the last couple of days, but I want to call and give him, a ton of credit, and I'm gonna tell him personally that when the Lord say the same, we win this state championship. I want him and his family to walk on the field first because they deserve so much credit for laying a beautiful and amazing foundation, a plug and go, really. So. Yes, sir. I agree with you 1,000,000%.
Yep, and Coach Hogan is one of my best friends. We were just so he's a good guy. He'd love to talk to you, and
yes, sir.
So I'm looking forward. Let's look at a few of the more pictures that I pulled up here.
I'm in trouble now.
You just took this weekend with your family. Why don't you introduce your family to the people?
Oh, these girls! This is my reason. In the middle, and man, that's my wife, Karen. Wow, that's my girl. Oh, that's my girl. We met. What's that?
How many years you been married?
Married for 9 years, known each other for 13.
Okay.
Saw the first day at Baylor and called my best friend and said, I got to get her, man. I got to get her. But, yeah, that's Karen, 9 years married, 13 years together. My daughter, that's Carol. And I'm going to get Beth for this. She hooked her up with the outfit, man, and she been doing her little cheerleader thing I had to hide the cheerleader outfit. She wore it for like a day and a half, man.
In the video, she was just, she took the show.
Yes, she took it. Oh, she took it.
Beautiful, beautiful family. And these are two of the books covers that you talked about earlier. That's the Biblical Black History and then the Biblical Black History Exodus.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, beautiful. And here's some of your pictures there in the football realm.
Oh yeah, yes sir, yes sir.
7 with the Panthers, huh?
Oh yeah.
The picture on the left looks like Field of Dreams.
Oh, man, see.
You stand on the Field of Dreams.
Yes, sir.
Lord help.
Yes. It's been a fun ride, man. Fun ride.
That is so nice, man. Well, I really am grateful that you took the time to sit and stop and hang out with Herb today. And
yes, sir.
In closing, I always honor my parents, Lee and Cree, and I'm encouraging us all to just unite and give someone a smile. I think that's so important. So with that, I'll say Zikomo, which means thank you in Zambia.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like it. Yes, sir.
Yes, brother, we're gonna have plenty of time to spend together. We'll see a lot of each other.
Yes, sir.
So tell your wife, I hope she's feeling better, and God bless you, man. And we'll talk to you a little bit later.
All right. God bless you too, Herb. Thank you.
All right.
Hanging with her.